stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We find a groove. Well, this is the Afterfight Afterthought for the David Haye Dereck Chisora fight that pretty much just happened. And if you're wondering, hey, this is pretty soon for Bigragu. Normally he waits like a day. Yeah, the wife could be dropping a little meatball at any time, so figured this might be my one shot at getting a video out before that happens and I disappear again for at least like 2 days or 3 days. You know, I don't want to, I'm not going to abandon you guys just because I got a little one, Anyway, doing the Afterfight Afterthought there, what I do is I go over the before, the during, and the after fight for both fighters. I start out with the winner, and then I'll proceed to the loser. In this case, the winner is David Haye. And if you haven't seen a fight, yeah, it's a little late now. But anyway, you should definitely check it out. It was a nice fight. It was very entertaining, and it's one of those things where when the Klitschkos are gone, the heavyweight division will get better. It'll be addition by subtraction. It'll be better, but talent-wise, it won't be, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let me go in there with David Haye. Is he retired? Is he not retired? What's going on here? They got some bad blood. It's kind of like he doesn't want to really fight a lot of bums in between. He wants to just fight the champs. But Chisora did enough that they got this fight going on. This is a must-win for him. If he loses, he's just back to square one again. And not going to get any title shots. He doesn't want to fight the bums or guys he deems less than him. So it's one of those where it's kind of all or nothing for him. If he loses, probably back to retirement. You're not really going to see a whole lot of it, regardless of how he looks in losing. It's not that. Stamina, yeah, always have to question. He looks to be in great shape, but he's lately in the last 5 or 6 years, he takes almost like a year or 14 months off between fights. So you always wonder about that ring rust and everything like that. And then you question his chin because Chisora can punch. He's a very solid puncher. Then you go over to Dereck Chisora there. Did he deserve all these title shots? Was he pushed too fast? Should he be getting, these bigger fights and stuff? And this one's like for the WBO and WBA International something, heavyweight, Guardo belt, whatever. I know I had to give you something there. And, if he wins, obviously he's probably going to get another shot, and it's going to be against the other Klitschko. Because that's how the Klitschkos roll, man. You go distance one of them, the other one wants to knock you out, kind of thing. If he loses and looks good, you're probably looking at the Povetkin, those kind of guys at Chambers. If he loses, looks bad, maybe he's going to start looking for those rematches against Helenius, where people actually, they thought he won the fight, and more than likely he did win the fight. So I saw the behind the ropes, or whatever they call it, I think it was episode 2, and Chisora's trainer was talking about, oh, he doesn't do that in the gym, but when he gets in the ring, he just turns it on. Well, the reality is if you don't do it in the gym, if you don't practice it in the gym, you do not do it in the ring. This is not the kind of sport where you just turn it on, turn it off. In fact, I don't know of any sports where you can really do that and on a world level, and do it. Okay? I don't bowl all the time. I can go out and roll a 200 game, but I'm not going to roll consistently like that, just because I don't bowl all the time anymore. Going in there in the first round, there was a nice feeling out process there, a little ebb and flow action, nothing much, nothing major. I gave it a 10-9 round to Haye. The second round was very much of the same. It really didn't get interesting until about the third round, where you saw Haye was establishing jab, keeping distance, staying away, and Chisora's trying to walk in. Haye's hitting him with solid straight rights. And it's near the very end of the round, and Haye just gets crushed by a massive left hand there by Chisora. And Haye looks stunned. And it was at the end of the round. And Haye looked like, oh, he just got touched, man. And you're kind of wondering, hey, is he going to be able to take this pressure that Chisora is putting on him? So you wonder about that, and I gave first 3 rounds to Haye. Going into the fourth round there, Haye is still continuing to keep his distance or trading right hands. Haye starts teeing off on him a bit, has him backed up into the ropes. Chisora does start to come back. There's a nice ebb and flow there. And Haye, again, he's still keeping the distance and pounding out the jabs there. And I gave the fourth round to Haye as well. And with this, you're wondering now it's starting to go into the middle rounds. Is this where Haye's stamina comes into question? Is this where Chisora starts to take over? Because that's what Nathan Cleverly in his corner, and all of them say Chisora gets stronger as the fight goes on. Chisora gets stronger as the fight goes on. And you keep hearing this, but always wonder, if you don't practice it, you're not going to do it, kind of deal. Going into the 5th round, Chisora is absolutely pushing the pace. It's a bit slow in the fight. They're going back and forth there, and then Haye starts landing these right hands, starts clipping them good, and he would get in and get out, and he got out of there. And a lot of people saw that against Valaev. He would go in, do his business, and get out, without really taking any shots. And when Chisora's landing, a lot of his right hands are more like hammer coming down kind of shots, or slapping. But they're still landing some big shots. And then, just when you think, with Chisora there, Chisora starts chasing and getting him down. Haye lands a massive right hand, and Chisora just falls over. You almost think he got tripped, because the way he fell. You're like, oh damn, was that a push? No, you got punched in the face. So he goes down, and you're kind of wondering, and he gets up. He gets up by the 8 count. And the ref's checking him out and everything, and then he goes into hold. And then Haye uncorks a 5-punch combo, man. And that left hook that finished him off when he really put him out was devastating. And Chisora went down hard, and then the ref's like, hey, I don't need to see any more of this. And he stops the fight, and it was a good stoppage. And Haye was definitely winning that round big time. And when you start looking at that with David Haye, he's going to get a shot against a Klitschko. This is the Afterfight now, guys. Come with me. That's the one thing he was asking for. He did something Klitschko couldn't do, and that was he stopped Chisora. Not just stopped him convincingly. I mean, he knocked him, you know what I'm saying? And so obviously Vitaly Klitschko is going to take offense to this, and that's how the Klitschkos get involved. People wonder why. Well, how's this guy get to fight both of them? Well, if one of them doesn't knock you out, the other one wants to. And that's where it comes in. So you're going to see Vitaly give Haye that shot. Dollars and donuts, man. I mean, you have Haye actually calling him out, and I think that's something that the Klitschkos kind of want anyway. I mean, granted, Vladimir beat Haye up pretty good when they fought, so Vitaly's, the older brother is definitely going to want a piece of that, And then you go over to Dereck Chisora. I mean, he's lost 4 of his last 5 fights. And he's only had 16 fights. So, when you lose 20% of your fights or more, when you start looking at it, you have to start wondering, did they push him in too fast? Did they rush him in? I mean, just because something looks good on paper doesn't necessarily mean you got to get it. You know what I mean? Well, the car looks great. Maybe let's wait a little bit. It's that rush out, and it's always got to be new. It's always got to be fresh. We always got to have to do this. Hey, this is a heavyweight. It looks like he's going to be like Tyson. He kind of bull rushes in, and he's got a great chin, and he can give out almost as much as he can take, kind of deal. And I honestly think they rushed him a little bit, and I would look for him to try and get revenge against Helenius with that split decision that he had, or maybe even try to. I don't know if he's going to get a shot at Fury for a while, because Fury's. He's on a different path now, similar to Chisora, where you see someone with not top flight level skill, but he's probably going to get the title shot here in the next fight or two, because I believe Fury's going to be going against Adamek. Maybe Eddie Chambers will come in there. A very dangerous fight for him, for Chambers. And, Chisora, Chambers just has to keep his distance, or Chambers does from Chisora. So we'll see how that goes. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the fight. Let me know about your thoughts. And yeah, and maybe next time I'll have a little meatball here. I'll be like, hey, say hello. Kind of thing. I don't know. What do you think, Eduardo? Probably not. I'm probably going to be crying in a corner somewhere. Yeah. Well, anyway, hey, this is Bigragu, alright? I'm out.